or not, then welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we are going to be testing out a few new products. So I have the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Highlight and Brow Freeze. We're going to test it against the Patrick Ta one, as well as compare the Amrezy highlight, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Please remember to subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it, and let's hop in. Alright, I got this little sample of this glossy lip balm from Rare Beauty, so we are going to put that on because my lips are very dry. Those of you who don't know, I've had COVID for the past, it's been over a week. It's been a very big struggle, and I don't recommend it. But we are getting through it, and it's just, it is what it is right now. But this is the first day where I felt like even remotely like I can film, but I'm not gonna lie, like my brain stops working like mid-sentence now, like all the time. So it's been fun. But yeah. Such a tiny little sample, but it was like that, you know, like I always check out the offers, the free for, you know, free with 25 purchase or whatever. So, but yeah, needless to say, I've not been, obviously I haven't been going anywhere at all. I work in person, so it was just kind of a matter of time, I feel like, that this was going to happen, but it's definitely been kicking our butts, and I can't taste food. Not fun. So I was really happy though. Anastasia, like, I feel like the brand almost needed this. Like, I feel like everybody loved the Amrezy highlighting formula. I was not, I liked the formula, but it wasn't my favorite. I know, I'm sorry. But for some reason, there was just something about it where it wasn't one that I was constantly reaching for. But I know it's a lot of people's favorites. I do really like the formula, so I was happy that they were finally like expanding on shades. I don't know why it took them so long. And then the Brow Freeze, yes, I feel like there's a lot of brands now that come out with like waxes, and the soap brows are super in, and I really like that look. But I just feel like it's Anastasia's roots is like brow products. So I was really happy that they kind of seem to be taking a step back and like rethinking what they're coming out with, because I feel like especially this past year, I'm just like the brand just had nothing super exciting for it. Sorry. But yeah, maybe it's just me, but I do like the Patrick Ta one. We are actually going to be comparing it. So I do have the tinted one. They're only $1 difference. This is 23 and this is 22, and you get more product in the Brow Freeze. I just am interested because it's more like a clear gel. Like you could look at this and be like, there's nothing in here. Where this is hard and then you spray it first. So I do like the fact that you don't have to spray this one. I'm already going to say that. And then mine's doing something weird. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's like lifting. Like the product has like lifted off the pan. It's super weird, but I do use this quite often. But yeah, it's like the product is just, I don't know, it like shrunk and now it's lifting off of the plate. So, weird. Okay, so I'm pulling up the information on the Brow Freeze. So it says, it's an easy to use styling wax that lifts, tames, and sculpts every hair with extreme hold. So gently pick up a small amount of product using the spoolie, end of brush 12. Of course, they're always going to want you to use their other products. That's just how it goes. On clean brows, brush through the brow using upward motions and gently pressing down as you go. Brush them into the desired direction as product sets. With the metal furrow, the angled brush side, use pressing motions to sculpt brow hairs. So I've kind of already watched like Norvina's little IG on how to do this. My one thing is I don't love the fact of like trying to scrape it out and then put it onto something. So I'm going to put it on the back of the cap, which is fine. It's fine. And then I do have one of their brushes. So I'm going to pick it up with a spoolie. I'm gonna actually dip into this, but yeah, you can see it's like definitely a gel type material. It's so weird. It's kind of gross. Like looking off the back. And then we're going to dip the spoolie. I did already use a brow definer, like a brow pencil for my brows, just because I like to fill them in first and then go in with something like this to give them that hold. So I think it's pretty much in there. I feel like my brush has gotten like super old and now it's like, it's not the best aesthetic thing to look at, but it still works. So Just gonna start by brushing it up. Definitely wet. Definitely a wet feeling. So I'm going to kind of brush through these. I'm not someone who likes my whole brow to be like, bing, you know? I just don't feel like I have the enough brow for that to make it look good, but we're gonna do it for this video and see. And I'm kind of follow the rules, so I'm gonna put that in there for a minute. I really want to see with my Patrick Ta one, I wouldn't say it lasts all day. Like the hold isn't, I could deal with a stronger hold if it had one. But yeah, this is the gel, so super easy just to get it through the spoolie for sure. And I could see why, you know, I probably should have filled it in after. But I know for the Patrick Ta one, you fill it in before. So, but I'm actually okay with this. So we're going to leave it for a second before like pushing it in. We're going to like let it dry. And I'm going to make sure to put the cap back on. But yeah, I miss tasting food and smelling food. And my legs hurt, which was something I did not anticipate. So if anyone else is dealing with this, just know I'm right there with you. Hopefully it's over soon, you know? All right, I had to grab my MAC Fix Plus, so we're gonna go in with the Patrick Ta on this brow. So I really like his brush though, I will say that. The brush is definitely one of my favorites for brows. So I like that you can kind of angle off the spoolie. So this is tinted. There is a clear one. It's not super tinted. It just looks a lot darker than what actually applies. I wouldn't say it gives my brows like a full-on color by any means. But I do use this quite a bit. But like I said, I would love it if the hold on the Anastasia one is a little bit longer. Especially because most of the time I'm super sweaty. So I would love a longer hold for sure. And I kind of like that I don't have to get the other, like I don't require another product. I could use water with this as well. But yeah, we're gonna let that dry and then we'll kind of press them in with the opposite side of the brush. And then for the highlight, let's go ahead and jump into this. I don't know why maybe it's just because I'm sick and I'm like, I wanted something to make me happy, but you guys know I haven't really been buying new products lately. But I was really excited about this for some reason. Patching wise, I mean, it's not, they're pretty much the same, it's just that this one's in white. I do like the detail, I think, a little bit more on the black one, if I'm being completely honest, just because white gets dirty so fast. I always think these look so pretty in the pan. So for me, it looks, when I'm looking at it, it almost looks like NARS Albatross is what this reminds me of, like the new formula, like that white gold type color, and I love these shades, and so I think that's why I was like, I really wanted to try it. But yeah, let's swatch it. I'm always like, I don't want to get the pan dirty because it's just so pretty. Yeah, definitely like a yellow gold. So that is a swatch. Let me turn down the lights all the way. That is a swatch of the new one. And then the Amrezy one right below it. So definitely different than what I thought it would be. Like when I'm looking at it, this is more of like a pure gold, and then this one is more of like that, almost like a greenish, but not like green to wear unwearable, but white gold type shade. I'm actually going to go ahead and press on my brows right now in between before we put on the new one, before we put on the highlight. So I just take this and I'm going to just press it down. Like I said, I don't generally spike the back half because then I feel like I need to like really fill in here. Let me turn on the lights a little bit more. Just because I don't have hair, you know, so I still think I'm gonna go in and just fill out the bottom. Like I still need to fill in a little bit, but I will say like the hairs I mean, both the hair sides are up, right? So I'm gonna fill in just a little bit right here with a pencil, but let's just leave it for now. But they are stuck. I will say though, like this side looks a little bit more, I don't know if you guys can really tell, just a little bit more clumpy, like almost like my brows have dandruff in a way. And you can really see like it's really, those hairs they're staying. they're up. I don't know if that's a good thing. I hate brows so much. I used to be like, there's no way I'm gonna get my eyebrows microbladed. I've really been contemplating it recently. Like I really want to get it done now. Please let me know if you guys have it done, because I'm like, that's way too much money. And now I'm just like, I want it. It'd be so nice. I'm talking, getting out of breath. So let's put on the highlighter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one side with this one and one side with the other one. I know I showed you like swatches, but sometimes it's hard to tell in the face if it's really going to be that different, you know? So my one thing was, I was like, is this going to work on a variety of skin tones? That's, wow, that's intense. Which is kind of nice. I don't know. I feel like it's been a while since I bought a highlighter. And I'm not mad about it right now. It's definitely, though, not a shade. I don't think everyone's going to love this. Like, I don't know if you're, like, if you're on the paler side, if this is going to look amazing. But also it has that, almost like that greenish tint to it. Not like it looks green on the face by any means, but it's just one of those shades where I don't think everyone, it's not going to be, like, everyone's favorite. And then let's go in with the Amrezy on this side. And when I put it on, I'm like, why don't you like it? Well, what's wrong with it? But, man. I haven't worn, well, I haven't worn makeup in forever, but, like, I haven't worn an intense highlight in quite some time. So I'm going to grab just, like, a fluffy brush and just blend it out a little bit, because I feel like it's a little too much of a streak. Turning down the lights all the way. So Amrezy, and this one is the Iced Out Highlighter. So you guys can definitely tell this one has more of that yellow tint to it compared to this side, which I think is more neutral. I mean, I like shades like this, so I don't mind it, but it may not be for everyone. I think especially if you like, you know, if you're going with like a cooler tone look, like I would go with this side, whereas like if I didn't want to do my eye makeup, guys, I'm sorry, but my eyes keep watering. So, but I still think this is really pretty. But I would say this probably works on more skin tones, actually, because I think this one is a little, like it's definitely picking up in person as more of that yellow gold. But I feel like people that were really pale said that this didn't really work out for them. So I don't know. But yeah, definitely don't go by like what it looks like in the pan. It's definitely a yellow shift, but I think it's gorgeous. I really like it. All right, I'm gonna fill in the bottom of my brows, just because I feel like I like that look a little bit better. Right now, I don't have one side that I'm preferring over the other. What I'm gonna do though is wait a few hours and just see if one side holds a little bit better. So it's 3 o'clock right now. I'll come back in a few hours and we'll kind of see if one side held up a little bit better, and I'll show you guys in natural sunlight as well, so you guys can really see the highlight and everything after a few hours. Okay, so I am outside so you guys can like truly see the color of everything. It's been about an hour and a half. My brows, I feel like they're still both staying up like fairly well. I don't know if you guys can like really tell. I hate getting this close to my brows because, you know, you can't be mean to me right now. I'm sick, okay? But I do feel like this side is a little bit more intense. The Anastasia side, like even when I touch them, they definitely feel a little crunchier than like this side. So I have high hopes for that. I hope that means that this side's gonna hold a little bit better. So yeah, I'm impressed so far. And then the colors of the highlight, hopefully you guys can tell, but this one definitely has more of that yellow tint, I feel like, than the Amrezy side. So I don't know, it's kind of up to what you guys prefer, but I feel like this is definitely more of a color, if that makes sense, than this one. All right, so it's 6 o'clock. This is gonna be my final check-in. What do you guys think between the brows? Like, I feel like they're both holding pretty well. I think the Anastasia one is actually a little bit more intense than this side. They feel, I mean, pretty much the same. They both feel like that waxy type feeling. But I do think that this side is a little more extreme and it's holding just a little bit better. but that could just be in my mind. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I will update in the comments to see in a few more hours like what holds better, but I have very high hopes for this. So I'm actually really impressed by the ABH. I still like the Patrick Ta one though. I just, they're a little bit different. I think the Patrick Ta is a little bit less intense, and I do like, I think what I like is that I didn't have to grab a separate thing to spray the brush and then get it off. I think the test of time is just going to see if this is going to be okay over a long amount of time. You do get more products, so I think this is worth the money for sure. I just, you know, I get worried that like, what if the wax hardens or something? It's so weird. It's just like a jelly-like consistency in there. So we'll see if it lasts a long time. It just looks a little gross. I will say though, I think that you can go overboard with this for sure. Like, I think if you go a little bit too much, then it starts to almost look like soap brows, you know what I mean? Like where it gives you kind of that whitish tint, like gloopy buildup. So I would say definitely use a little bit of product, don't go overboard, but I really like the product. And then with the highlight, I really like it. Like I said, I think it almost borderlines though. Like if I was looking at like something like this, like, gosh, I remember Anastasia being like the queen of highlights back in the day, you know? It reminds me a little bit of like the greeny shade in this one. So I'm gonna swatch. I didn't really love the formula of these. This is more of like a powder. I don't know, the formula was just a little too chunky. And then let's swatch it next to this one, because I think that's gonna be the most similar. Like I said, like NARS Albatross, but yeah, these are fairly similar if you're looking for a good comparison. So the more intense one is from the actual palette, and then this one is the standalone highlight. I think this one's a touch more wearable because it's not as green, but you guys can kind of see it now next to a greenish highlighter. What I mean, it's just that yellow gold shade, which I still think I can get away with either one. I don't think it's an issue. I like this side a lot, but I do think the Amrezy is more on the neutral side, whereas like this definitely leans more yellow gold. But yeah, guys, that is it from me. What do you guys think? Which one did you like? Did you notice a difference between the brow products? I know I'm a little out of it in this video, and I apologize. Hopefully I will be back to normal soon and be able to eat and taste chocolate and all those good things. So that is it for me. Comment down below your thoughts. If you guys picked either of these up, I'd love to know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.